Hello everyone, my name is Streetman. I'm the organizer of today's event, which is also sponsored by the Civil Rights Agenda and the Gay Liberation Network. Wow. So I woke up this morning, and like anybody who's been an activist for about 20 years, because I started when I was 2, I have a large flag collection. I said flag collection. And I found my pride flag and my U.S. flag, and I ran into this old thing. This right here, if you don't know, because sometimes you saw the wrong flag when you looked at my home state of South Carolina, is the South Carolina flag. Moved here 15 years ago. The funny thing about South Carolina is that when my parents went to school, it was segregated. And when I went to school, I joined a black gospel choir. Strange that a public school had one, but it is still South Carolina. That's to say that in a generation, the South changed significantly on race. Nothing's changed fully, but change can happen. And it also reminds me that today, as we gather just minutes before Passover, a holiday in the Jewish faith that commemorates the ending, or the struggle to end, oppression in the ancient Israelite community to end slavery. We didn't pick the date, folks. The Supreme Court picked the date. But on this day in 1965, it was also a day that the now famous Selma marchers finally arrived at their state capital of Montgomery to do what really the country is founded on. The Declaration of Independence talks about we have a right to petition our government for redress of grievances. That basically means we get to tell our government we want it to change. But that wasn't their first try. That was their third. The first time they left Selma, they didn't get but down the road about a piece, and it was called Bloody Sunday because of the violence. Then they tried to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge 2 days later, had to turn around. That's Turnaround Tuesday. So once again, it took them 3 times, but change came. And so I say to all of you today, as we gather to petition our government, as those people in the past have, and we will have to in the future, that we need to tell our government one thing. Separate is not equal. Does anyone agree with me about that? So when I say separate, you all say is not equal. Separate
is not equal.
Separate
is not equal.
Separate
is not equal.
And we're telling the Supreme Court today that when you get up tomorrow morning and see people in 170 communities in this country that say separate
is not equal,
you do not want to have your grandkids know you as the next Plessy versus Ferguson court. You need to do the right thing, Supreme Court. We're watching you, and we expect it. And also, while I'm on the subject, I want you all to go on your smartphones and write this down, decisionday.info. Because on whatever day this court decides what they're going to decide, Chicagoans are going to meet again. And at decisionday.info, you will find out where, because who knows when it will be, probably the latter part of June. And we're going to either celebrate if they do the right thing, protest if they do the wrong thing, or try to figure out what we're going to do if it's something in between.